What a beautiful sight. Beautiful night for riding. If you are one of those people that likes to report squids on social media, I think you better write me up, see? I don't know if you can see because of the sun, but I got a hole in my glove. Therefore, I am not completely wearing all the gear all the time. Clearly, I'm not a member of the ATGATT. Today I want to talk about ATGATT. For those of you unfamiliar with the term ATGATT, it's an acronym for all the gear, all the time. And if you're like me, you'll find wherein all the gear is hot and it's sticky. And arguing about wearing all the gear all the time is also hot and sticky. And personally, I think we only make the situation worse by utilizing what might be the world's longest, most awkward acronym, which is ATGATT. Now, throughout this vlog, it may seem like I'm against gear, I'm not. But I'm against certain parts or certain aspects of the ATGATT philosophy. And most pointedly is the use of the acronym itself. I just propose that we develop some other sort of short-term form of describing the notion and then putting the importance on gear. Now, I'm not very cool or hip, as you can tell from my leather suit, but I would propose off the top of my head something such as ATGATT. Gear, period. Because I get a little bit annoyed and a little bit angry every time I hear somebody say ATGATT. ATGATT could never be said with a proper high five. It could be said where one party is giving a high five and the other party is going in for the handshake. But I think it's a term that further alienates its user with its own awkwardness. So I think we got to put ATGATT to bed. But the other aspect that I don't understand is the whole kind of judgmental attitude with the ATGATT team. I think they kind of have a miscued concept of the risks involved in motorcycling. Because let's be honest, motorcycling is a bad decision. If you ever ask your calculator, should I take my motorcycle to work today or my car? It will tell you to take your car every single time. There's not one mathematical reason to motorcycle. And if you say gas, mileage, insurance, or whatever, especially for us here in Canada because we have so much snow, but ultimately the money you save does not offset the risk of losing your life. So if you're one of these people that love to jump all over a motorcycle rider wearing a t-shirt, I think that they've assumed only one small step greater of a risk than you assume in riding in full gear. For example, if I were to crash now with my leather suit, I would likely injure myself. Fortunately, I'd have less road rash, and my recovery time would be expedited due to less joint damage from all the padding I wear, etc. But I nonetheless would be injured. And if I wasn't wearing gear, maybe I'd break an ankle instead of sprain an ankle. But that's kind of small beans on the world stage. And don't get me wrong, I appreciate any sort of blog or meme or social media post that encourages me to wear my safety gear, even on hot and sweaty days such as today. But I don't encourage people that judge other people or try to incite that somebody like this gentleman behind me is less intelligent than me because he wears a t-shirt. He just did a cost-benefit analogy. Oh, you probably can't see him. He's a Harley rider in a t-shirt. He did a cost-benefit analogy this morning and determined that his chances of falling did not offset the benefit of being comfortable in a t-shirt on one of the nicest days probably of the year. So in summation, wear your gear. I'm a big fan of my gear. Luckily I haven't gone down on a bike, but if I ever do, I hope to be wearing gear. I encourage everybody to get all the safety gear, but don't get so hung up on other people's choices, what they do with their body. And you know, maybe they're driving slow and steady and they're not really concerned with crashing. But for me, I like to wear my gear. Generally speaking, I think if you are one of those people that, you know, posts a picture of somebody in a t-shirt and says what an idiot, or wants to get in a group, you know, mob against somebody who doesn't have the same sense as you do about cost versus benefit, I think you're not only missing the point of whatever group of people you're with, whatever forum you're on, whatever collective you're with, you're missing the point of biking altogether. It is a bad decision. It is stepping out of the cage, out of the safety, into the freedom of the air. And sometimes it's stepping onto the pavement. Which is probably very painful and terrible, but you know, one thing about motorcycle safety that I think we often overlook and doesn't make its way onto a lot of memes or YouTube videos, etc., is the importance of practice. And today, right now, I just got this suit. It's my third time riding in it, but I find it so strange wearing this suit, and kind of a lot of the movements that I've just taken for granted that I can do in my just my jacket and my jeans. They're a lot more difficult to do in this kind of constrained leather suit, and I prefer a tighter fitting suit for the safety. Just if I wear a loose suit, I feel like all the pads are gonna just come off my knees and basically be completely ineffective in a crash. But today I'm just they actually bailed this field. I've been watching it grow all year. Anyways, today I'm just gonna go to one of my favorite practice spots here, just to practice doing some left-handed turns with my suit, get a little more comfortable wearing it. I don't know where you live or what city you're from, but this is kind of an ideal practice spot for me, minus all the wildlife. This part's always gravelly, so I kind of take it easy here, but at any time I'm practicing, I just take one kind of slow run at it, make sure there's no debris or anything, keep my eye out on the road and check conditions. So this is an ideal practice spot for me because there's very limited traffic. The runaway lane is more forgiving than most cases. Not the best, but I can basically take this, 100 times, and as I come in and do a loop, I can always see if a car's coming or somebody's walked up, and then I know to be wary of oncoming traffic, etc. But so I'm just gonna do this a couple times and hopefully get some good shots of my tire and my, oh, see, here come the people. So yeah, if you're pushing for safety, I think a lot of people, they'll judge other people for the gear they wear or the gear they buy, or maybe they don't even have the money for the gear. But I don't hear a lot of people judging people for not practicing. Another thing I do, because I got to do another slow lap here, is when I practice, I practice proper body positioning even if I'm cornering slow most of the time. And when I first started biking, people made fun of me because even though I was going so slow, I was still moving my body off the seat a little, one cheek, like I was moving fast, and they were laughing because of that. And I told them, no, I'm training my body and my reflexes to do that every time, so that one time when something bad happens and I'm forced to do a dramatic quick turn, then my muscle memory will be there. Oh, it's so hard in a leather suit. I guess it comes from, if any of you guys do MMA training, we drill and drill and drill, and Muay Thai is even worse. You can do 750 jab head kick combos, just constantly training your muscle memory. Because when you're in a fight situation, or if you're in a, bad situation on your bike, you don't have time to think about all the motions. Your body has to be able to react, on your reflex loops, not your conscious loops, and turn your bike around and do what you got to do. But yeah, I am super stiff. Maybe I should start doing some stretches before I... Well, see, another good part of this loop is there's always people. So if I crash, there'll be someone to call 911 for me. It's always interesting. I love this time of year because of all these juvenile magpies. Those are the black and white birds. Sometimes you can get a chance to catch one, and if you do, it's always very interesting because suddenly you'll see how intelligent those birds are. I think they're less intelligent than a raven. But in North America, I'd rate them as probably second most intelligent or third most intelligent bird. And I remember I caught one once, and it started making this certain noise, and then an older one, probably his mother, came, and she started making the noise. And next thing I knew, there was about 40 magpies all chirping at me. So needless to say, I abandoned the endeavor and let the bird go. Not that I was planning on eating it or anything, but yeah, it was a little bit of a freaky moment. So ever since then, I always try and catch one, see if I can have a similar experience, but they're not easy to catch either. Well guys, I hope I kind of got my point across in a way that makes your day better, not worse. But in conclusion, learn how to drive a motorbike. That's my new clutch cable. Anyways, in conclusion, please wear your gear. I recommend wearing your gear. To me, it makes sense. That's where I draw my personal cost-benefit analysis at, is that gear is the right choice to make. But ultimately, if you're a biker, I don't care what you wear. If you're in a t-shirt and shorts and sandals, if you're in full Italian leather with GP style race boots and race gloves, you're still my brother. It's still us against the cagers, and I'm tired of people being singled out and just negative energy being put towards anyone. Please encourage me and others to keep wearing our gear. As it currently stands, I think my gear weighs about 20 pounds with all the sweat I've put in it. But you know, I got some good practice in today. Tried some different cornering techniques, put my weight in different places. Tried different braking amounts at different parts of my cornering, you know. And if I looked at my chicken strip, it's just 1/32 of an inch smaller than it was before. That's a little progress, you know. There's a lot more to safety than just gear. Learning how to maintain your bike, learning how your bike actually works, you know, practicing your techniques, learning new techniques, asking people lots of questions. But if you'll excuse me, I'm just gonna do more practicing and maybe less talking. Anyways, biker gang,